welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into the core philosophy of a book that turned self-help on its head, Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's all about how to live a better, happier life by, believe it or not, caring about less.
So, to get this, let's start with his story. It's about a guy named Charles Bukowski. He was, to put it mildly, a bit of a mess, an alcoholic, a gambler, a womanizer, and for decades, a total failure as a writer. But here's the thing, he never tried to be anything other than what he was. And weirdly enough, that's exactly why he eventually became a huge success. You see, Bukowski's genius wasn't in overcoming his flaws. It was in being completely, 100% comfortable with them. He knew he was a loser, he accepted it, and he wrote about his failures with this raw, unflinching honesty. His success literally came from not giving a damn about success in the first place.
Now, Bukowski's comfort with his own failure is the polar opposite of a very modern problem. It's a mental trap that Manson calls the feedback loop from hell.
Oh, you know this one. It's that awful spiral where you get anxious about, say, a presentation, and then you start feeling anxious about being anxious, and suddenly your anxiety has anxiety. Or you mess up, feel guilty, and then you start feeling guilty for feeling so guilty. It's this vicious cycle that just feeds on itself, making everything 10 times worse. So why does this feel like such an epidemic today? Well, think about it. Back in your grandpa's day, if you felt bad, you just felt bad. It was part of life. But now, we're just drowning in a constant stream of everyone else's perfect, happy, curated lives online. It makes you feel like if you're not happy 24/7, there must be something fundamentally wrong with you.
And this brings us to what the philosopher Alan Watts called the backwards law. It's this wild paradox. The more desperately you chase feeling good all the time, the more you remind yourself that you don't. But, and this is the key, the moment you accept your negative feelings, the moment you say, yeah, I feel anxious right now, and that's okay, that acceptance is itself a positive experience.
Okay, so let's be super clear. This isn't about becoming some apathetic robot who doesn't care about anything. It's the exact opposite. It's the art of choosing your battles. It's about deciding what is truly worth your energy and what's just background noise you can let go of. It's about consciously prioritizing your life.
And there are three sort of layers to this. First, it means being okay with being different, not always fitting in. Second, to be able to shrug off life's problems, you have to be caring about something more important than those problems. And third, and this is a big one, you need to realize you are always choosing what to care about. The only question is, are your choices deliberate?
This leads to a way more useful question than, what do I want out of life? Forget what joy you want. Ask yourself this instead. What pain are you willing to endure? What struggle are you willing to sustain? Because true happiness doesn't just appear. It comes from solving the problems you've chosen to care about.
The power of choosing the right struggle is perfectly shown in the stories of two musicians. First, you have Dave Mustaine. He gets kicked out of Metallica and spends his entire life trying to be bigger than them. He creates Megadeth, sells 25 million albums, and still feels like a failure. Now, contrast that with Pete Best. He gets kicked out of the Beatles. Instead of chasing fame, he decides he values a stable family life more. And you know what? He found real happiness.
So to figure out what's worth struggling for, you need to get to know yourself. Manson calls this peeling back the self-awareness onion. The first layer is just identifying what you feel. The next is asking why you feel that way. And when you get to the core, you find the real question. What personal values are you using as your measuring stick for success and failure? And the kind of values you choose is absolutely critical. Good values are internal, things you can control, like being honest or curious. Bad values are external. They depend on other people or things, like being popular or rich. The moment you chase those bad values, you've handed over control of your own happiness to the outside world. Now, to build on this, there's a really crucial distinction the book makes between fault and responsibility. See, fault is about the past. It refers to a choice that's already been made. If someone hits your parked car, it is 100% their fault. But responsibility? That's about the present. It's about the choices you are making right now. So while it might be someone else's fault that you're in an unhappy situation, it is always your responsibility to choose how you respond to it. You are always in control of how you interpret things and what you do next. And this is where Manson takes that famous Spider-Man line and flips it right on its head. It's not that great power gives you great responsibility. It's that choosing to take great responsibility for your own life, for your problems, your emotions, your choices, that is what gives you true, authentic power.
I mean, just look at the story of William James, the father of American psychology. His life was falling apart. He was sick, he was a failure, and he was contemplating suicide. So he made a deal with himself. For 1 year, he would just experiment with taking 100% responsibility for everything that happened to him. That one decision, that single choice, became what he called his rebirth. It changed everything. So all of this, choosing your values, taking responsibility, it all builds to the book's final and maybe most profound point. It starts with an idea from the writer Ernest Becker, who argued that so much of what we do, so much of civilization, is basically us trying to live forever through our immortality projects. But Manson's take is, instead of running from death, we should turn around and face it. Because confronting the reality that you are going to die is the ultimate filter. It's the one thing that forces you to see your values clearly. It instantly separates what's important from what is completely trivial. And that brings us right back to the one question that cuts through all the noise, all the anxiety, all the bullshit. It distills this entire philosophy down to a single, powerful, and deeply personal choice that, in the end, only you can answer for yourself.